Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Psalm 1:1-6. On February 12, 2023, the NFL held its 57th Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
It's been 2,190 days.
Dude, Rihanna, we waited for you.
It's been over 6 years.
Rihanna was tapped to perform the halftime ritual that, like always, was meant to exalt the devil and his Antichrist. Let's take a look. The game was held on the 12th of February. Strong's Concordance lists H12 as Abaddon, which means destruction, and points to the name of the king of the bottomless pit, Abaddon. And if we break down the name Super Bowl, we find it actually hides the phrase superb owl, which means the glorious, magnificent, supreme, and sublime owl. Like the horned bull god, the owl is also used as a symbol of Molech or Baal. This owl can be found on the dollar bill and at the Capitol building in the District of Columbia. It is important to note that the pattern of the dome facing the obelisk in the District of Columbia is a duplicate of the dome facing the obelisk found at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Both these locations and Rihanna herself represent Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots. This is the true reason Rihanna, who is pregnant and was dressed in all red as the Scarlet Woman, was selected to perform during the Superb Owl halftime show. In fact, like the District of Columbia and the Basilica at the Vatican, Rihanna was following the pattern set up by Madonna, who also represents the Virgin Whore, Mystery Babylon, and she was depicted as giving birth to the Antichrist during her Superb Owl 46 performance back in 2012. It is important to remember that this was the same game where number 44 for the Giants, Ahmad Bradshaw, and his 6-yard touchdown simulated the birth of the Antichrist, the Nephilim giant, number 44, Obama, who was then president. We can be sure that this was no coincidence because 5 months before Super Bowl 46, on September 11th, Obama read Psalm 46, declaring himself to be God.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
It is also no coincidence that the Druid rituals, which are performed at the Bohemian Grove, where presidents are chosen, include people dressed in red robes, marching in procession, chanting to the great or superb owl, Molech. The Greeks believed that the owl was sacred to Athena, the ancient Mesopotamian eye goddess, because of her staring, owl-like images. The owl has also been used to represent a witch in bird form, and it is also associated with the demonic spirit Lilith. Isaiah 34:13-14 declares, "And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest." The word screech owl here is Strong's H3917, Lilith, and it means the female goddess known as a night demon who haunts the desolate places of Edom. In her video, Where Have You Been?, Rihanna appears as an owl, a mermaid, and Shiva, the destroyer. The owl represents Melech, the mermaid, the beast from the sea, and Shiva, Abaddon, or Apollyon, the destroyer. Now check this out. Back in 2019, a mass shooting occurred at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, which killed 23 people and injured 22 others. Notice, Walmart's logo is the six-pointed star, which represents Saturn or Satan. You may not remember, but the Hooters owl was prominently shown during this event. Not only that, but this satanic ritual occurred on August 3rd, the day before Obama's 58th birthday. Notice the number under the owl is 1170, and Strong's Concordance lists H1170 as Baal-berith, which is the demonic Canaanite deity Baal, who is known as the Lord of the Covenant. Judges 8:33 declares, "And it came to pass, as soon as Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again and went a-whoring after Baalim, and made Baal-berith their god." The owl in the name Baal-berith points to the Antichrist, who will confirm the covenant with many for 7 years, as found in Daniel 9:27. The Super Bowl, or Superb Owl, concluded with the Chiefs defeating the Eagles 38-35. We know that the use of numerology in these satanic rituals is always present, so there's no surprise that we find it here in the final score. The number 35 gives us 3 5s, and since the letter V in Roman numerals is 5, 3 5s is also VVV. In Hebrew, the letter V is Vav, which has a value of 6. Thus, VVV is actually 666, the number of the beast. The number 38 gives us 3 8s, or 888, and points to the counterfeit Christ. This was made clear by LeBron James's appearance at the Superb Owl. During the game, LeBron was shown on the big screen, which prompted the crowd to boo. In response to this, he made a gesture, placing an imaginary crown on his head. The name King James actually means the king supplanter, a reference to the king of the pit who attempts to take the place of God. Now, let me give you the backstory. On Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, against the Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron James scored 38 points, surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's career total of 38,383 87 points, giving LeBron 38,388 points. This was accomplished on February 7th, which is the 38th day of the year. Strong's Concordance lists G38 as hagiasmos, which means to purify, sanctify, to make holy through sanctification wrought by the Holy Spirit. Strong's Concordance lists G388 as anastaro, which means to raise up upon a cross, to crucify afresh. Clearly, LeBron is being used to symbolically represent Christ, whose sacrifice on the cross purifies us from sin through sanctification and makes us holy. We have seen so many people blasphemously pose as Messiah on the cross, and LeBron James can now be added to that list as well. The day after LeBron broke the scoring record on February 8th, Nike released a blasphemous 60-second TV commercial called "We Are All Witnesses," wherein they used a voiceover recording of a preacher giving a sermon about being witness, attesting to the greatness of Messiah. This was layered on top of a video of LeBron James playing basketball, thus attributing the greatness of Christ to LeBron instead.
Do we have anyone in the building today willing to testify? Talk to me now. He's done so much already. We've witnessed him do so much already. We've heard about the things this man can do already. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. And we just can't help but celebrate him. Haters, go ahead and recognize that when you speak on his name, you're gonna go higher, higher, higher. James, so excuse me while I cut a step, 'cause I can't help but to honor him, and I can't help but to lift him up. And I got one last question for you. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Listen, can I get a witness? Yeah.
Not to mention, we were also shown a blasphemous representation of Christ's crucifixion worn by the bull Damar Hamlin, who represents the horned bull god Abaddon or Apollyon as well. It is important to note that Jay-Z was present when LeBron James broke the scoring record, wearing a sweatshirt with the words "This is Black Magic" on it. Not only that, but LeBron broke the scoring record 38 years and 308 days after it was set, and he turned 38 on December 30th, 2022, which was 40 days before he broke the record on the 38th day. This lets us know that it was a ritual done for a reference to Obama, the counterfeit Christ, who is symbolized by 3 8s or the number 888. Why for Obama? Because LeBron made a deal with the devil, and therefore he, like Rihanna and all those who sell their souls, must pay tribute to the son of perdition, the Antichrist. After he broke the record, Shaquille O'Neal asked him if he was the GOAT, and LeBron replied, "That's great barbershop talk."
Does this now make you the greatest player of all time? Are you now the GOAT?
I'm gonna let everybody else, decide who that is, or just talk about it. But it's great. It's great barbershop talk.
This was meant to point to the real GOAT, Obama, who appeared on LeBron's show, The Shop, which is filmed in a barbershop. During his interview, Obama stated that LeBron had made a deal with the devil.
Man, I'm doing great, man, Rick, and Congratulations, champ.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
One more ring, one more trophy. Come on, man.
And he's still going. He left the bubble and went right to the gym and started working out again. You know what I'm saying?
He did some sort of deal with the devil. You see how he's getting younger? Something's not right.
It is also important to remember that Obama was labeled the God of all things, or GOAT, when he posed as Shiva the Destroyer on the cover of Newsweek magazine. Therefore, we know that Obama is the real GOAT, the devil incarnate.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man, Rick, and congratulations, champ.
LeBron hosted the show with Maverick. The name Maverick means a rebel, a free spirit, an outcast, and a bohemian. This lets you know why the owl is associated with the Bohemian Grove and the worship of Baal or Molech. The etymology of the word maverick actually comes from a Texas rancher that allowed his cattle to roam freely, unbranded by their owner. This is quite fitting, as it serves as a reference to the horned bull god Baal or Molech. This also connects back to the bulls of Bashan in the satanic ritual that occurred in Glendale 5 days before the Super Bowl, not to mention the Damar Hamlin ritual that pointed the world to the sacrifice of the bull, Abaddon or Apollyon, and the beast that rises from the sea as well. Add to this fact that despite missing 11 games this season, LeBron has scored 1,326 points in 44 games so far. The number 11 points to the 11th horn, the Antichrist, as found in Daniel 7:7-8. Not surprisingly, the number 44 points to Obama, and the team he was playing against, the Oklahoma City Thunder, points to lightning, which in Hebrew is Barak. Moreover, the name Oklahoma connects back to the name Oklahoma, which is formed by combining the name Kendrick Lamar with Obama. Further, we cannot leave out the fact that Kendrick, who met with Obama at the White House, was depicted as the false Christ and the beast that rises from the sea as well. But the disrespect to God did not end there. Remember, Rihanna wearing the all red was meant to represent the Scarlet Woman or Mystery Babylon. We know this to be true because we were shown this same Scarlet Woman in the movie Babylon, portrayed by Margot Robbie. In fact, during Rihanna's performance, we were also shown the colors scarlet and purple, further confirming her connection to Mystery Babylon. Revelation 17:4 declares, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication." Taking this connection even further, here is a picture of Rihanna dressed as the Pope and wearing the mitre hat, which represents Dagon, the merman, fish god, and beast from the sea. During her performance, at the end of the song, All of the Lights, Rihanna points up with a bright light over her left shoulder as a representation of Lucifer, the light bearer, the king of the goats, on the left, as found in Matthew 25:33, which declares, "And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left." She followed this song up with the song Run This Town, this time using the colors red and black, which are also used by Satanists. Moreover, we saw the copious use of the color red during the satanically inspired Sam Smith Unholy performance at the Grammys on February 5th, which is the 36th day of the year and therefore gives us the number 666. Notice in this clip, she calls Sam an angel and hero as a reference to the fallen angels.
Sam graciously wanted me to accept this award because I'm the first transgender woman to win this award. Sam, thank you. You're a true angel and hero in my life, and I love you.
Interestingly enough, during her performance, Rihanna, like Sam Smith, wore a red robe as well. It is important to note that Madonna, the whore of Babylon, introduced Sam Smith during this performance, and during her introduction, she gave thanks to all the rebels as a reference to the rebellious fallen angels.
I'm here to give thanks to all the rebels out there forging a new path and taking the heat for all of it.
This also connected Sam Smith's unholy performance with Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots. You will remember, we also saw Kanye West wear the color red during his Donda release party, where he represented Abaddon, the king of the bottomless pit. Further, we also saw Kirk Franklin dressed in all red during one of his performances as well. And of course, we cannot forget what he said in the blasphemous verse he recited during the BET Awards. The dancers around Rihanna, dressed in all white, are supposed to represent the angels. However, the angels that Rihanna represents are the fallen angels and their leader, the king of the bottomless pit, the horned god, Baal, or Satan. It is clear then, from all the evidence presented, that the present inhabitants of the earth are now living in the last days. The time is fast approaching when every sentient being on earth will be forced to make a choice which determines the fate of their soul. The choice will be, who will you serve? The devil and the rebellious fallen angels that follow him, or the one true and living God who is blessed forever. Therefore, if you have not given your life to the Most High by accepting the blood sacrifice of the Paschal Lamb, Yahushua HaMashiach, which was shed on the cross as a propitiation for the redemption of sins, the time to do so is now. Amen. Shalom.